So let's go over this week's assignments. I'm going to navigate to the Lessons tab and go click on the Week 1 folder. So these visual examples are showing student work of Project 1, which is to design a series of icons or spot illustrations that will go into a menu layout. So these are two examples of Project 1, which I will formally introduce next week. Once Project 1 is completed, then these illustrations are going to be applied to a one-page menu design, and that's what Project 2 is. So the student on the left, she incorporated her illustrations into her Epic Cafe one-page menu design, and the student on the right incorporated her illustration into her one-page menu design for Candy Cloud ice cream shop. Now the final versions of these illustrations are going to be created as vector art in Adobe Illustrator, and then the final layouts of the menu designs are going to be created using Adobe InDesign. Okay, so these are a little preview of Project 1 and Project 2. Now Micro Project 1 needs to be completed this week. Micro Project 1 is the initial research for Projects 1 and 2. Before you create any sort of illustration, you need to know what it's for. So you're going to want to do a little bit of research into print menu design, and then decide on a restaurant category for the menu you want to design. So there's all kinds of different things: Chinese, Mexican, ice cream shop, cafe. Any of those will work. And then I'd like you to write a brief proposal for your menu idea and format it in Word. So just these bullet points is pretty basic: your name, type of restaurant or business. Come up with a fictional name for your restaurant. I don't want you to go with anything like McDonald's or Starbucks, but come up with something that's unique. List items to be included on the menu. This is kind of just a sort of brainstorming. You're not committing to using all of these. You can certainly change it, but this proposal, I want to get a good sense of what you're doing. And then link to any image files that reference at least one menu design that you'll be using as a source of inspiration. So I want you to be looking at actual menu designs out in the world or out on the internet, so that you can get ideas of what good menu design looks like. Submit your proposal at the red link above for this micro project. So it's really important. You're going to submit your work at the red assignment links. When you click on this link, it gives you some information: due date, how many points, and then when you scroll down, you're going to attach your file, browse my computer, attach your file, and then make sure that you hit the submit button. Alright, so a good place to start researching your menu design idea is on the web. Here's a link to a Pinterest board that I've created. You should be able to access this even without a Pinterest account, but if for some reason Pinterest prompts you to create an account and you don't have one, then I think it's a good idea to have a Pinterest account. Now this is just a starting point. Start here and then do your own independent research. Visit restaurants. Grab some carry-out menus. If you think that you want to design a menu for a ice cream shop, then visit a couple of ice cream shops and take a look at what their carry-out menus look like, for example. So there's quite a variety here. I tried to pick things that I thought were attractive and examples of good design, and also menus that incorporate some type of imagery for the most part. Some of them are more typographic, but in terms of Projects 1 and 2, you're going to want to incorporate some sort of custom illustration or illustrations into your layouts. So no photography. You're not going to place images, photographic images, but you're going to be creating vector art in Illustrator. All right, so there's some examples here. Click on any of these images to see. There's some line art here. Make sure that when you're thinking about designing these icons or illustrations that they have some sort of purpose. They're communicating something. They're not just decoration, but they're helping the user to navigate and to understand the content. So, for example, this menu designed for a bar or a drink list has little icons that show the different types of cocktail glasses, so that just visually, if you're into martinis, you look at the martini glass. You don't even have to read necessarily in order to understand generally what type of drink or what category of drink you're going to be getting. Okay, so think about it in terms of that you're not decorating this. Not to say that these illustrations can't have some decorative quality, but they need to be functional. They need to help lead the reader's eye around the page and communicate something, reveal the content to the reader. Okay, like here, pizza, there's a little pizza slice. How many icons that you create ultimately, or how many you use in your menu, is there's some flexibility there. It depends on your layout and it depends on your concept. So if we go back to microproject 1, you could see, first of all, the examples of the Word documents with some example menus placed in here that the students got inspiration from. So don't forget to include those. I want to see what kinds of things you're looking at. Don't worry too much about the formatting for these. These are fairly informal. You don't have to, there's no specific way they need to be formatted. Just make sure that they're typed in Word. They hit all these bullet points here, and that it's clear. Any links also are fine. Working hyperlinks are fine as well. Okay, so do microproject 1 first. In other words, before you do microproject 2.